in their mechanics to understand what the way things are. If you look at this kid, you can see the stress that he puts on those ligaments where the elbow is, and that's the biggest issue nowadays with the young players and the Tommy John surgery. See, he flies open with the front leg, and instead of a 45-degree, flies open with the front shoulder. That leads him to stay open, put a lot of stress on that elbow, trying to bring that ball over the plate. And instead, he has a high pitch. I haven't seen where that pitch finishes, but I guarantee you it's high.
And those are ligaments right there.
And that's exactly where everybody gets the damage done, in the ligaments right here. A lot of power, baby ligaments, and bad mechanics.
All right, get on a mound right now and show us what you're talking about, like as far as, you know, him going open to opposed to going straight at home plate.
When you step on the rubber, you want to be, if anything, kind of across a little bit in a 45-degree angle. Once you land, you come from here. You want to keep all this in line. And then you go and you land in a 45-degree. Your cleats are designed to actually break the ground and keep you in line. And instead, this kid is open this way. When it goes that way, this goes, and this gets exposed and doesn't have the time to get properly on top like it should. He gets down here, so all the stress and pronating that arm to bring the ball over, that's what causes the stress in the ligaments in here. Probably the crossing fastball that he uses to get ahead. And then he turns it over on a sinker where he goes this way, and the ball comes out, and it's probably 88, 89 with movement to try to get ground balls.
Okay,
now,
so we'll show you. You want to show them at home? You can show them the grip, then throw me the ball. Don't kill me, okay?
Okay, this will be great. This is a crossing fastball that Colon uses to get ahead. And this is how he holds it. He holds the ball across the seams, and he goes, boom, it looks straight. Now, when he's going to turn the ball over, he holds the two seams. He goes this way. Boom, that way.
Dang, man. Good movement. Good movement.
I still remember.
I was waiting
memory.
for it to cut, but you turned it back on me.
Now, what Colon does, and that's why you're saying that it doesn't throw all fastballs, is Colon cuts the ball a little bit sometimes, especially after he repeats the cross-seam fastball that's like this. I did it this way. I will off-center a little bit the ball, just hold it this way, and this will become a cutter. He goes like this, and he turns it around that way, and that becomes a cutter.
Greg, did you see that? That looked like a curveball, right?
It was awesome.
But you know what? It is because it's a slow speed. If I throw it hard, it will become a little shorter, but it will be sharper.
Yep.
Because I'm doing it slow, it looks more like you can see the break and you see the little loop on the ball that goes down. But if it's harder, it will become probably shorter. See?
Yep.
That's a cutter, and it's a baby slider, and it's called a cat fastball cutter. That's what it is, and that's the difference between the three pitches: a straight fastball, cross-seam fastball, two-seam fastball, and a little off-center cutter.
Okay.
That's what he does.
Teaching moment, kids at home.
Yes.
Which one's dangerous on the arm? Which one's not?
Definitely, the cutter. It's a dangerous pitch that you should not throw unless you're a pro baseball player and you're mature enough to mess around with the cutter. You should probably learn your changeup a little bit and your fastball, cross-seam fastball, and probably a little sinker.
Where's that cutter hurt on the arm if you're...
It's a straight Tommy John, from here down, and a lot of stress on your shoulder. So I'll tell the kids at home, do not try this at home.
Cabrera preloads his swing by twisting his shoulders clockwise 25 degrees. At foot strike, the 300 pounds of ground reaction force allows him to twist his front foot, creating a separation of about 40 degrees between the angle of his shoulders and hips. This separation helps Cabrera generate massive torque. In fact, led by the hips, Cabrera's shoulders rotate forward at a peak angular velocity of 1,100 degrees per second. That's about 20% faster than an average contact hitter. It's this quick shoulder acceleration that allows Cabrera to quickly get his bat in line with the pitch plane for about 2 feet across the Z-axis of the strike zone. That means, compared to a typical MLB power hitter, his bat is in a location that's able to make contact with the pitch for a distance up to 50% longer. All told, Cabrera's kinetic chain can produce a bat speed of 85 miles per hour. That kind of bat speed can connect with a baseball with up to 8,000 pounds of force, or 8 times more force than a punch from a heavyweight boxer. During his time in the bigs, this power has enabled Cabrera to hit more than...
One of the most important things is to make sure that you reach your maximum bat speed when the barrel of the bat makes contact with the ball. Ideal contact point for max bat speed is somewhere off the hitter's stride foot. A lot of young hitters, or hitters in general, will make contact too deep or they never get to max bat speed because the barrel of the bat has not been released yet. And then some hitters get too far out in front where they're already in their deceleration phase of their swing because their contact point was too far out in front. So ideal max bat speed should be done somewhere right off the hitter's stride foot in this position. One of the drills we use to help max bat speed and contact points is what we call the walkthrough drill. The walkthrough drill is a sequence drill that will help you come up to the ball, work on your stride separation, and also be able to time it out to where you get to your max bat speed. Okay, so the drill will look like this. The hitter will start 3 feet from the tee at a 45-degree angle. The bat is rested against the rear shoulder. They're going to take an inside step. They're going to go knee to knee, which helps the coil of the hips. And then as they stride forward, their hands are going to move back in the opposite direction. This is that stretch, the elastic regions of our body. The bigger the stretch gets, the more when we let it go, the more bat speed and power we can create. Okay, and then you're just going to hit the ball. Now it's important that you time this out so you know it. Your power position is going to be right at as your rear elbow's in this position here. So you're going to step up to the ball, knee to knee, swing. So you're going to step up to the ball, knee to knee, swing. So you're going to step up to the ball, knee to knee. Time to impact. Basically, it's a measurement of the elapsed time from launch to contact, or your swing time. Obviously, the shorter your swing is and the faster you can get to the ball, the less precise your timing has to be, and it gives you more time to read the incoming pitch and make better decisions on swinging at good pitches to hit. An example of a drill to help you with to shorten your swing up and make your time to impact much faster is what we call a protect the hip drill. This drill is designed to teach you to take a straight path with the knob of the bat to the ball, and then it allows the bat to turn under and get on plane with the pitch at the proper time. This is an excellent drill if you have some length in your swing and get around balls or lose the barrel early instead of making a direct move to the ball. The drill will be designed to where you're going to put the drill, the tee will be even with your front hip, okay, in this position. And as you stride, get ready to hit, your first movement has to go directly to the ball. If you have any type of length in here, you won't be able to hit the ball efficiently. So all I'll do is I'll start here. I'm going to set up, make sure the tee is just inside my front hip. I'm going to get into my hitting position. I'm going to stride and swing. I'm going to stride and swing. I'm going to stride and swing.
Bat speed. So you have to understand how the body works to increase bat speed. One of the biggest components in the swing is the center of the body. The bigger separation between your lower half and your hands, the more bat speed and power you can generate. There's elastic regions that run through your body, and the bigger stretch that we get, the more bat speed we're going to create. So think of this. You're taking a rubber band and you start to stretch it. And then if you could just stretch it just a little bit more, eventually it's going to snap and pop. And that's the separation between your lower half and your hands. Once your stride foot comes down and your front hip starts to open, your hands are going to remain back, and the bigger this stretch, eventually it's going to snap and release. So we want to put together some drills to help you feel what it's like to separate your lower half and your hands. One of the main drills that we like to do is what we call the speed skater drill. Okay, a speed skater will take his weight from inside his back leg to inside his front leg, and then move forward down the ice. In hitting, as a hitter, you want to make sure the first move that you make is that you take your hips and you move back before you go forward, but you also want to load your hips. It's almost like throwing a medicine ball. So you just don't want your swing to go back to front. You want to take and you want to load your hips or coil, and then you want to unload your hips. Meanwhile, trying to delay your hands as long as possible. So one of the ways to feel that is to exaggerate the move of back to front. So you get in your stance, you're going to work back through the middle of the field, get in your setup, your first move is going to tuck back, your next move is going to hit forward, and you're going to try to drive your back hip through, maintaining your center, your axis, and trying to stay behind the ball the whole way. So you're going to feel your weight go from back to front to hit. Now let's see you do it. Exactly right. Sure, when you do this drill, as you coil your hips and load back, that your next move, your hands don't go prior to your lower half. You want to make sure that your lower half goes first. You're going to drive that back knee through, and then the hands are going to come last.
Extended T drill. We use this drill often to help hitters who get into the hitting zone quick, but they do not stay in there a long time. The key to all of this is to maintain the bat in the hitting zone. I'm playing with the pitch as long as possible. So a normal contact point would be somewhere right off my stride foot, but if I try to get to this ball here, I want to maintain my vertical angle that's already been set on the plane with a pitch and see how long I can stay on plane with the incoming pitch. If you do this drilling correctly, you're going to get out around the ball, and the ball's going to cover and go to the left. If you try to get inside the ball or try to stay on plane, but you lose the barrel and your vertical angle is too much of an angle, the ball is going to go off to the right. So the key to this, again, is you want to get into the hitting zone quick, and you want to stay on plane with the pitch as long as you can. So you hitters that have trouble rolling over balls or inside-outing balls and losing the barrel too much, this is a great drill for you to feel what it's like to get on plane and stay on plane. This is an example of the drill. You're going to normally start where you have the tee right off the front of home plate. You're going to move it out 6 to 7 inches in front of it. The goal here is when you go to hit this ball, not to lose your center axis to try to reach the ball. You still want to maintain your movement behind the baseball, starting in your proper sequence. And then you want to get on plane and stay on plane. Here's the drill.